Welcome back. You're still watching The Globe on the SABC News Channel. The Coalition of Supporters Unions of Africa, COSUA, is petitioning for the postponement of the African Union Commission elections. COSUA is a civil society partner of the African Union that focuses on building African unity. It's asking for the reopening of nominations for the position of chairperson. This after AU Commission Deputy Chairperson Kwesi Quartey and former AU Ambassador to the USA, Dr. Arikana Chihombori-Quao, ended up without nomination. And this will allow current Commission Chair Moussa Faki Mahamat to run unopposed. Well, joining us now is COSUA Chief Director of Operations, Advocate Sarfo Abebrese, to tell us why they're adamant these elections should be postponed. Thanks very much indeed for joining us, and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, my brother.
All right, so...
And greetings to all your viewers and all the people of South Africa.
So why would you want elections postponed if no other candidates were nominated?
Well, we're asking for this because we have precedents behind us. Everybody will remember that the African Union Commission was headed by Madam Zuma. Yes. I don't want to make a mistake with the first name, but that was for the past 4 years between 2012 and 2016. And at this same time, 4 years ago, we had a situation where Madam Zuma, as the chairperson, the sitting chairperson of the African Union Commission, was faced with a problem where we had 3 candidates that had been nominated at the time of the elections like this. And the African Union Commission under the leadership of Zuma caused a postponement. They effected a postponement of the African Union Commission elections because 3 candidates were deemed to be inadequate. It was unrepresentative. You know, Africa has 5 regions, and under normal circumstances for the elections to be effective and democratic, very representative of the regional balance in Africa, usually they like to have a candidate coming from each of the sub-regions of Africa. So in 2016, that precedence was set. It was 3 candidates that were on the ballot at the time, and because of that, Madam Zuma caused a postponement of the elections, and she reopened the nominations for 2 other candidates to come in. Right now, as we speak, the current chairperson of the African Union Commission, in the person of Mr. Faki Mahamat Moussa from Chad, is the only candidate on the ballot. And ironically, he was one of the 2 other candidates that benefited from the reopening of nominations and the postponement of the elections 4 years ago. He wasn't one of the first 3. But because Madam Zuma caused the postponement and the reopening of nominations, he got a chance to come in as a 5th candidate. He came in as late as December, but he won the elections eventually, and he has ruled as the chairperson of the African Union Commission for the past 4 years. Now it is his turn also, you know, to do the right thing. But we are seeing a situation where almost everybody that wanted to run against him has been sidelined. You mentioned Madam Arikana Chihombori-Quao. Yes. We also have information about something very weird that happened in my home country, Ghana, where the current Deputy Chairperson, Mr. Kwesi Quartey, was supposed to also be on the ballot and run against Faki Mahamat. By some strange twist of irony, his name ended up, you know, being off the ballot. A lot of things have happened, and we are not happy because this is democracy. We want Africa to be seen as a democratic institution. And as we know, and as our elders tell us in other countries of Africa, when the fish starts getting rotten, it starts getting rotten from the head. Okay. We have the African Union Commission chairperson who is elected by the 55 heads of states of Africa. He has to be above board. That election has to be unquestionable. His his ascent to that position has to be very democratic.
Yes,
we cannot have an election where you call 55 presidents of Africa to come and vote, and you give them a ballot paper that has only one name and one face on it.
Okay,
that is unacceptable.
Advocate, let's try and unpack what happened. So, former Ambassador Chihombori-Quao, isn't she supposed to be nominated by her region? Was it not a failure by the region, each region actually, to put candidates forward?
Exactly. The nomination is supposed to come from your country, supported by your region. So SADC was expected to support her nomination from Zimbabwe. We do not know exactly what happened among the heads of states in SADC, but her name ended up not being on the ballot paper. But in her case, we also have a situation where there are two ways of filing nominations. She did file her nomination directly online at the AU Secretariat in Addis Ababa. And that means that, there was a demonstration of, an intention for her to run. For some reason, when the list of candidates that was shortlisted came in, we had a lot of candidates who had filed for positions of commissioners at the AU that were not nominated by their sub-regions or even by their countries, but their names had been included because they filed directly at the AU Commission. So how come that Madam Arikana Chihombori-Quao, who we know for sure that also did effect the filing for her nomination online at the AU Commission itself, had her name missing? There are a whole lot of, question marks that have not been answered. And we want, the right thing to be done. That is why we are calling on the African Union, calling on pleading with His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa, who is currently the chairman of the African Union, to follow the precedents that was set by Madam Zuma, postpone the elections, reopen the nominations. Let's get into these nitty-gritties so that Africa can have a very, positive outlook to the world. We are having situations where we are having heads of states, that, overstay their tenure and all that. A whole lot of issues. If we have
let me jump in again. Are you saying that you don't have a problem with the current chairperson, Moussa Faki Mahamat, extending his tenure as long as he runs up against 4 other candidates? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Even if he runs up against even one more candidate, we would have a semblance of democracy. And we will not have a problem. It's the 55 heads of states who do the voting. Okay, if there are 2, 3, 4, 5 candidates and he wins fair and square, and we wouldn't have any problems with that. But to have a ballot paper that has only one face and one name on it, that is unacceptable. That is not democratic. That is our position.
Do you think that there are deals that are being hatched behind the scenes?
Very much so. We very much suspect a lot of maneuverings behind the scenes. And that is why we think that, the citizens of Africa, the people of Africa, we have a voice. Guess what? My organization, we filed a petition online. And guess what? We had 28 million signatures for that petition, calling on the African Union to postpone the elections for them to get, a level playing ground for everybody. And that shows that the people of Africa are now wide awake. We are interested in seeing democracy in the various countries. And we want it to be reflected at the helm of affairs at the AU Commission. Because guess what? If the AU chairperson that is supposed to call any leader to order, behaves this way and ascends to the throne through this means, what happens if another country's president says, I'm doing the same thing in my own country? I'm not allowing any opposition in my elections. I'm going to run unopposed. What moral right will the chairperson of the African Union Commission have to call that president or head of state of that particular country to order. We want to see the right thing being done, and it has to start at the top.
All right. Mr. Advocate Sarfo Abebrese, unfortunately we've run out of time, but I think your message has been heard loud and clear. And we'll try and get hold of the African Union and get a sense of perhaps why things have gone this way. But thanks so much indeed for highlighting your concerns on the program tonight.
Thank you very much to my brother.
Thank you. All right, that was Advocate Sarfo Abebrese, who's the Chief Director of Operations for COSUA, saying that it's wrong that there's only one candidate in the next elections for the African Union Commission Chairperson. There should at least be 5, and a precedent has been set, he said, and therefore the elections must be postponed. We'll keep a tab on that story for you. We'll have more right after this.